Okay, hello everybody. We're official now. Once the recording's going, it's official, right? Uh, Hope you're all doing well. I got my list of things to go over as soon as I can dig it out from everything else on top of it. Okay, so anything, questions, comments, something to add before we get started? I'm looking at the chat box. Can anybody hear that yelling behind me? Is it too much? I think it's just my wife. Give it a minute, please. Sorry about this. Okay.
That's okay. I thought it was somebody else on the call, but it was fine.
There's like 3 workers. They're working on the outside, but they once in a while have to come inside to knock the windows out. And if I knew about windows, I'd know more about it. All I know is to look through them. Anyway, all right, I'm going to ignore all that. Anything that people got questions about, you want to catch up where you are with any products or anything, that's if you want to share it in a group here. Let me know. I'm looking at that chat box. Oh, there's some yeses. What was that yes to a question I asked a while ago? So distracted by that noise. All right. So, well, then I should. Where did you host your final product? Nonfiction niche, nonfiction niche, so it's able to be downloaded. I think the noise has slowed down, Roz. I hope. Where did I host it? Well, I host stuff on my own websites, so I know that's probably past what most people would do. But you can host courses. Now, that nonfiction one is video training. So the way you can actually have a video course and make it easy is you do YouTube videos. So you do have to record yourself. You can't get around that one. Right? But then you can upload them to YouTube and set them as unlisted. And then the public searching on YouTube can't find videos. But when you deliver, somebody purchases, you give them the PDF. That's all you have to deliver is a PDF. Put some stuff at the top. Hey, these are video courses. It's a video course. Click the links. And the links are to the YouTube videos. So it's pretty easy to deliver a course without having to have a website. So I hope that makes sense. And I should ask then, does anybody need a little bit of background on how to use YouTube? I know we all go there to look at stuff, but does anybody need, a little 2 minutes thing about, I saw one hand. Is that 2 hands I see? Okay. All right. So you know what YouTube is. I'm going to take that for granted. Okay. All right. So there's an upload process. If you have a YouTube account, which I imagine you do, you already have everything you need to have a YouTube channel. So you create your video, however you do it, with your phone. Some people just record themselves using their phone. Or like I know you can't see, but I have my webcam there pointing at me. So when I make videos, this is usually what it is. I have my mic here and my webcam looking at me. And I use some recording software. I use something called Demo Creator, and it costs about $50 a year. You can also get something called ScreenPal. I'm going to put that one in the chat box. It's really inexpensive and it works fine. Let me just see if I can get it in there. ScreenPal. If you've been around long enough, you'll know that they used to be called Screencast-O-Matic until they made their name shorter. So that's, if you go to that link, when I was using them, it was like $20 for a year. It might be a little more now. I don't know. And it's pretty easy to use. You can also go on YouTube and watch videos about how to use ScreenPal. So YouTube's great for everything. Yeah, okay. So Roz is pointing out it's a good idea to keep a copy of the videos you put on YouTube in case something goes wrong with your YouTube account. Now, by the very nature that you first made those videos on your computer or somewhere, you do have a backup of them. So take that into consideration. And then if you're a backup crazy like me, you then back those up to something else like an external drive. So YouTube has Yeah, I'm wondering if I can show it, but I don't have any video ready to upload, so it's a little hard. But let me just think for a second. Do I have any video I could use? Would that be helpful for somebody to see the quick process of uploading a YouTube video? All right, I just got to look on my computer, see if I even have one that I can use for that. That would be appropriate, which I may or may not have. Okay, so I have one of the videos that actually was for this course, and I'm just going to put it over my other screen. I'm going to make a note when I start sharing my screen to upload it. So then you'll see that process. The whole process can take a few minutes. It depends on how long your video is. One thing, and this is really important, okay? One thing that will happen every time you upload a video to YouTube is it's going to be checked for copyright infringement. And you have to be careful with that. And you can get caught innocently because this is what happened to my wife. She did a video of herself talking and all that stuff. And in the background was music playing in our house. You know, there's just the stereo was going or something. And it was like some song from some band or artist, I don't remember who. And they flagged her as uploading copyrighted content. Totally innocent, wasn't even trying to put it in the video. So just watch out for that. So anytime I make a video, it's this, I'm just live talking. And obviously that's original content. And I'll show you when I get to it. But when you upload to YouTube, there's three things you can set it as. Private, where really no one can see it, I think, unless you share their email or there's something. I've never done private. Unlisted is the very common one. If you don't want people to find your video, you set it as unlisted. So it's fully in the YouTube system, but people searching on YouTube will never see it. And the final one is public. So it's there on YouTube and people can see it. So maybe I can show some of that. But to summarize all that, that's a great way to have a video course without needing a website. You just give people, every time you make a video, it has a specific web path, a URL to that video. So if you got 6 videos, you'll have 6 links and you just put that in a PDF and deliver it that. Makes sense? Any questions about that? Should you start a new YouTube channel that aligns with brand on Gumroad to host the video? So I'm getting confused there. I guess you could just start a YouTube channel that aligns with the brand on Gumroad to host the videos. Throw me off a little bit there. Now, does Gumroad host videos? I'm not even sure. I should check that before I answer your question, but I've always used YouTube or Vimeo where I upload my videos. So there's that. Let's see, upload. Gumroad. More questions, anything? Nice group, thank you. Hi.
I noticed that in some of the courses that you included for us, like the I think it's called the Low Content Mastery is one of them. I noticed that there was an upgrade to it where you can come on, brain.
Add some stuff.
Yeah, where you can add some stuff where you can tailor the content. You know what I mean? Like you can fix the pages. Like there was one where you could do double pages. And there's an upgrade. You have to get the upgrade.
All right. So wait, you should have that available in there. So if it's not there, I'm going to look at that later.
Okay.
I never meant for that to be hidden, you know.
Yeah, because I was wondering how can I get that upgrade?
Yeah. We'll take a look at that when I share my screen.
Okay.
Thanks. I have these things in there called builders. So
page builders, the builders, right? The page builders, right? Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, I thought that would just be in there automatic. So anybody else that's looking at that product they have, there's your answer if it seems like something's missing. How do you get around selling PLR? Well, let's verify. Let's let's see it this way. You got PLR and you've got stuff you've gotten from buying PLR. So I want to make sure, because I know some people are confused with this. You cannot sell PLR on Gumroad. And that means I can't write like a 10-page guide to growing roses. I always pick out gardening, I don't know why. And then give that and then sell that as a PLR document to you. No, I can't write that document about growing roses and then put it on Gumroad and call it PLR, where I'm selling you the PLR rights. They don't allow that. You cannot sell PLR that you own to others and call it PLR. You can't sell content you own to others and call it PLR so they get all the rights to use it. So that's a no. But I think the question is the other way. If you buy some PLR somewhere else, the idea of PLR is then you change it, you edit it, you do stuff with it to make it different, and different enough where it's then unique, essentially unique. Doesn't have to be 100% changed, but let's say I had that 10-page document about roses and there's 5 chapters. So I might take out a chapter or I might add more material. I would change the name. Instead of How to Grow Roses, might be Your Guide to Beautiful Roses. You just change things, and each PLR package is a little different on what you can change, but change it enough where it's subjective. But if you feel like I changed this enough, it's not what I bought in the first place, then it's not PLR anymore that you have original content, and that's okay. Hope I answered that good. Let's see. I noticed there's no noise. Yay. All right. So I hope I answered that, Heather, for you.
Ken, may I ask a question?
Yeah.
So are you saying that if you bought PLR and you changed it and you're not selling it as PLR, it's okay to put on Gumroad?
At that point, you bought PLR from somewhere else or from somebody.
Right.
And part of that transaction is they're giving you the rights to own it and call it your own. So at that point that you bought the PLR from someone else, it's now your product. But the one problem is if you don't change some stuff in it, other people still have the exact same thing anyway. Exactly. And that's why you change it. And you change it, like I said, enough. And it's subjective. How much is enough? There's no one answer because everything's different.
Yep. Like with coloring pages, I have programs that can change it tremendously where it doesn't look anything. I mean, not even one. It doesn't look anything like the original.
That's fine.
So, okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Let's see. I have other YouTube channels in a different niche, but want to try a new niche on Gumroad. Should I create a new YouTube channel? Well, that's a great question, Melissa. Thank you. So a lot of us struggle with how to manage more than one niche when they're totally unrelated. So I've got my Grow Your Roses niche and I've got my car repair niche. They have nothing to do with each other. How am I going to manage this? Yes, that would be different YouTube channels. Don't mix them together. You can have many YouTube channels. That's fine. And that's what I would do. I'd keep them separate. When I looked at products last night, there were 3 or 4 that I could not access. Of my products, is that what you're talking about, Teresa? Looking around for you here. Or yes. Then okay, I'm going to make a note to show you something. All right. Okay, products too. When I share my screen, I'm going to show you something. I moved all my sites to other web addresses. And I've been doing that on and off for like a year now. But, people still like, where did it go? And that's fine. So I'll show you. I'll show you one place where you can get all of your information about where to find the new products or the existing products. So if you use your software, create a puzzle bundle, we can market it as use this on your website as a freebie. Let's see. So if we use your software, create a puzzle bundle. Okay. We could market it as a use this on your website as a freebie to gain more subscribers. You mean market it to other people for that purpose, if I'm understanding?
Yeah, so it's not true PLR. We're not saying that word, but we're saying you can use this as given an example of how they could use your puzzles that you've created.
So that sounds to me like it's in some gray area.
Okay.
I would actually use it just to get freebies to you, if that makes sense. In other words, you're saying go on Gumroad, sell these puzzle bundle for $5 or whatever. So, and in the description of what they're getting, they're going to say use this as a freebie to gain more subscribers. I don't know. It sounds then like you're selling PLR, even though you're not using those
Okay.
words.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So don't even go anywhere near that PLR territory.
No, you could just sell the puzzle bundle. Here's a puzzle bundle.
Oh, okay.
That's
Got
it.
it.
Yeah, you don't have to
Duh.
let people figure out what they
Thanks.
want to do with it. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad to answer these questions. More questions. Let's see. No, maybe, no, maybe. So, all right. Somebody wrote to me, and I'm not sure if they're on here. Looking at the names. Okay. All right. Anyway, so somebody wrote to me and asked if I could critique their Gumroad pages, their whatever they set up for their product page on Gumroad. And yes, if anybody wants to write to me and say, hey, I set this up, can I take a look at it? Of course, just, I guess, write to me wherever you can find my email, somewhere in the members area or something, and then send me the link to your Gumroad store, your Gumroad product. And yeah, I'll definitely give you some feedback. Hopefully it's feedback that says you did a great job, but I'll be, I was going to say brutal, but that's too strong a word. I'll just be like, here's what you got to do. We'll do it that way. And Roz is saying you could sell it cheap. This is back to the puzzle bundle to gain subscribers. Cheap, or just end up giving it as a freebie. So remember, once you get $10 of sales somehow, and we'll talk about traffic today, then you can have your stuff be in the marketplace, the Discover Marketplace on Gumroad. And that's when you can put your paid stuff and put freebies. So that people are getting a lot of subscribers just giving stuff away for nothing. And I think that's a great method that I'm about this close to doing myself. I'm kind of still thinking, what do I want my freebie to be about? Puzzles, publishing, programming. It's like, I got too many things in my head. Is there a way on your Gumroad store that lets you create drop-down categories? Yeah. So in the store, yes, I set mine up. I'll show that to you because that was a big thing that I got asked last week. You can have categories in your store. And I set up 3. I set up writing stuff. I set up kid stuff, and I had one more about puzzle stuff. So I'll show you how I did that. I think it's a great thing. And these Gumroad stores don't look that attractive at all, but that's okay because they're all the same. Anybody in Gumroad has the same fixed format. And I think that's really helpful because do you see how I just said they don't look good? But if you've ever struggled with designing web pages, you can go the other way. Like, is this good enough? Wait, should I change these colors, this font? And you get stuck, always like, I could have done better. I like that about Gumroad, that your options are limited. So you can just get it done. So I'll show that too. What else? Anything else? Nope. Oh, so if I sell some books on KDP that are kids coloring activity books, would it be a good idea or a bad idea to use the same name on the Gumroad store selling a similar type of product? So if you have fun coloring pages for kids, 100 pages about, transportation, something like that. So would you call it the same thing on Gumroad? Sure, that's fine. Now there is a catch. And how much is this caught? And if you want to double check what I'm about to say anyway, because I'm not the authority on this, but I do believe that you can't sell things on different markets that are not the same price. Could be wrong, but just something to consider. So if your KDP book is, $7.99, sell it on Gumroad for the same thing. I'm currently guilty of this myself because I just put some products on Gumroad for $5 and they're still for sale on Warrior Plus at their regular price. So I have to fix that really quick, and it's been on my mind to do that. You just got an idea, Roz, you're thinking, that's great. Okay. Can I make a tutorial on how to use a program or create something that didn't sell for $1? Absolutely. So that's an instructional type of product. So if you use Canva or some art program, or even had to write documents in Microsoft Word, sure, you can make a little training about that and sell it for $1. Absolutely. You were asking about the author name being the same. Well, on Gumroad, Melody, you have your one name of your shop there, so whatever that is, I wouldn't worry about the pen name or something matching. I think that's what you're asking. Okay. Okay. We're good. We're sort of good. Let me just, I just want to see something for a second before I share my screen. Hold on. Just give me a moment, just checking something. I know anybody can hear that drilling again. All right. Okay, I am back. Let's see. Where did everybody go? Okay. Any last questions? Or keep throwing them. I love answering questions. Get it all out of the way. Let's see. How to add a domain name to your Gumroad store and how to add a checkout page to a personal website. Okay, I'll address that a bit. I haven't linked up a domain of my own to my Gumroad store, but I can show you where you do set that up. When I'm driving traffic to get to $10, if Gumroad tracks friends and family purchases or links from third party. Yeah, so Gumroad says friends and family are not valid. I mean, you could sell them, you can get the sales, but it's not valid to go towards the official $10. So yeah, I got to talk about traffic. That's a little catch. I mean, no hiding this. To get that first $10 is a little bit of a challenge. I mean, am I going to get $10 and not ask my spouse or something? So whatever steps, I'm gonna show what I've been doing on Substack a little bit, and we can talk about YouTube. Obviously, is fantastic. YouTube. All right, my absolute statement here. YouTube is fantastic for traffic. So all of those of you who want to be on YouTube, you will definitely get sales, I'm sure. You've not made your shop yet. So Roz, if you want to use your name, it's a personal choice. I know somebody last week, I think, was saying they don't want their name seen at all. And I'll show it again. Just remind me if I forget. Let me write these things down. Oh, my big list going here. How to change your GR name. Yeah, so yes, you can change your name. You can include Rospirations, if I'm saying it right. That could be fine. Can we use affiliate links on Gumroad? Well, you're selling your own products, so you wouldn't have an affiliate link per se, if I'm understanding that. You can be an affiliate for other people on Gumroad, but again, that's not listing an affiliate link on Gumroad itself. Okay. All righty, we're gonna dive in. All right, so let's go to the screen sharing stuff here. Let me see what screen I have here to share. Oh, what is this? I was wondering, was doing a tutorial on a program I can use the affiliate code. If I was doing a tutorial on a program, can I use the affiliate code to get the program? Oh, okay. This is a great question. So everybody follow this. So you're going to put on Gumroad a training or guide or something, let's say to use Canva. I mean, I don't know what to pick out. It doesn't matter what I'm picking out, but just follow this, what I'm saying here. So you're selling your original product. Remember, it's got to be your original product. It's your training about Canva. But after those people buy it, and let's say you did deliver it as a PDF, like I said, with YouTube videos or something listed, in that PDF, put an affiliate link then to a thing like Canva. Now, I don't know that Canva has an affiliate program, but whatever it is that you're building a training around, sure, then definitely direct people to go buy it through your link. Absolutely. So you make even more money, right? Oh, just heard the doorbell too. Okay. All right. I think I'm finally going to share my screen here. Let me just get something. All right, so I do have various things to show you, and we'll go over some stuff. Share screen to this one. Yeah, okay. I think that's it. Can you see part of my Gmail account here? Let me get that chat thing open again. All right. So I wanted to show you when I purchase stuff, what happens. People send me a welcome email. So I just thought I'd show you some of these. It's either the email that the people send or it's the one from Gumroad, because I want you to see the whole process. So I'm just going to pop in and out of these, whatever they are, and just look at a few. So this actually says it's from no reply at customers.gumroad.com. So Gumroad is letting me know I got this product from Monero brushes. If you're around last week, I talked briefly about Procreate brushes as a thing. And these were all freebies I did just to show how that works. And then I get, an email like this from Goad. See, it comes directly from Gumroad, but it's about the product I bought. So I can go here and get what I paid for, even though it was zero. And I guess no refunds, even for something that's zero. Go figure. I don't know what that means. But then there's some other selling here. So if you got some other stuff here, I guess Gumroad is going to push it to people. Look at another one. I got this one, I think, when people were watching last week, also sent from Gumroad. I had gotten this freebie, $0. Then I can go get my thing that I paid zero for. But I'm also being marketed for other stuff from this person. So this is really, really good. You don't have any control over this per se, other than to have multiple products. And then you might get more sales that way. So I got this. I'm like, oh, what else do they have? Oh, yeah, I want to learn copywriting or whatever. So, there's that. Any others here? I don't know. I think they're all about the same. Got this
Ken,
one.
are you sure that they're promoting something from that same seller, or is that just similar products? Do you know?
Well, let's see. That's a great question. I'm pretty sure it's the same seller, but I'm
Okay.
actually going to open a couple of these to make sure. Yeah, that's the seller. So if we look up here, the name is Afferny, and I'll open their store here too. So here's their store, and the two things that were included in the email. This was one of them by that person, and this is also from that person. So yes, so Gumroad is good
Okay,
at marketing.
thank you. Yeah, they're great.
They do a lot of the work for you. So I like that. Noisy for a moment again. Sorry. By the way, here's somebody's store. Let's see what they got here. I was going to show some storefronts today. And I'm going to show you where I did this on mine. They have these tabs here, and this is the start of having sections on your page. Somebody was asking about the categories. So these were set up by the person. I did this for myself. You're going to see when we go look at mine that I have writing, kids, and puzzles. And like I see in so many of these stores, giving away stuff for free to get people on an email list. Can't beat this because you're not paying for an email service. I pay Aweber, my email company, $180 a month. And pretty soon they might bump me up to the next level, whatever that is. So it's expensive. But here you get it for nothing. So they're giving away a bunch of nothing, zeros, and then they start to have their products. Like here's a good example. Business model canvas with 900 palm. Not sure what, that's not Canva, that's Canvas. So that's something else. But $19, and they've gotten 46 ratings, which I usually say is they probably sold about double that at $19. Even if they sold 100, so that'd be $1,900 in business. It's pretty good. Nothing like being consistent. Just got to be consistent on here. All right, so I think I showed enough of that. Any questions about this sort of stuff? Let's see. Looking at that chat box. Oh, Roz, that's brilliant. I might as well, let me show my store while we're here. So where's my store? Let me go to one of these. If I go to my store this way. All right, so I'll answer a few questions right off the bat here that people have. So I have, oh, this is, the reason it's looking different for me is because I'm logged into my own Gumroad account. Let me try my other browser. This will make more sense. All right, so I have writing. I guess I took the tabs away at the front. So I put them here. I have writing, I have kids, and I have puzzle software. So I was able to make these into sections like that. And while we're here, so that's my name, right? You're asking about that. Where is my, in settings, I believe, let's see, settings, profile. And here's my name, Roz, especially for you, anybody else wants to see this. That's what's showing up here, right there, because that's how I set it up here. So you could have Rozpirations, you could have your own name, whatever makes sense for you. Right. Yeah, and definitely, you know, I love what you're saying. Roz has a brand name called Rozpirations, and sure, put that up. Absolutely, it's catchy. It's a catchy name. All right, so I had to change the name. Emails. Okay, something I want to show you that I had to change. And I think it's something Gumroad started recently, and I wanted to turn it off. So I read about it. They turned it on to everybody by default. It's where on the page it says, do you want to add a tip? And I thought, come on, you know, I'm selling you a digital product. Or do I have to bug people to send me a tip on top of that? Teresa, okay. See you later then. You have to work. Yeah, work, you know, the thing we always have to do, right? So I turned off that. I just want you to see where I turned it off. I mean, I don't think anybody's up to this yet, but it's under this checkout tab here. And here, checkout form. And down here, tipping, allow customers to add tips to their orders. So that was on and I turned it off because I thought that's kind of not appropriate for this kind of stuff I'm selling. You know, it's not like I'm in a restaurant and I served you food or something, you know, so there's that. Oh, thanks, Roz, for the snack program. Gee, one thing leads to another. Okay, so I'm selling on Gumroad my stacked product right now. Let me see if I do a little plug for myself here, right? This thing, I just put this here as part of my transition off Warrior Plus, starting to get some stuff on here. And when I do that, I've been selling things for $5 just to get some momentum going. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in the chat box, and absolutely there is no pressure here at all for anybody to buy this. But if you're curious, here you go. There it is. All right. Yeah. Oh, and you know, I should mention something else. As long as we're here, I did say last weekend in the training and in videos I made and everything that you don't have any control over this button, what it says. And then I started to see ones where it says add to cart. Let me see if I can find some of those from somebody else. Let me just go. I don't know. I'm just going to bounce around. I don't know what I'm looking for. You know, something that actually costs money here. $50. Kind of not my world, this stuff, but I just want to see if I go there, what do I see? Add to cart. So do you see this says add to cart? And I'm like, wait a minute, I just told everybody you can't have a button like that. Right? So I wrote to Gumroad, like, I don't get it. What's going on here? And I didn't get a very clear answer either, to be honest. So I don't know. I don't have a way when I do a product setup that this is a choice, but apparently it shows up. And that's all. So I wish I had a better answer, but I don't. You're welcome, Heather. Okay. Check that off the list. Keep throwing questions. I love questions. And I showed you turning off tips. And I showed you that. Oh, I showed you a lot of stuff already. Okay. Product change. Okay, I'm going to do this next. Let me go here. No, wrong browser. Hold on a second. All right, to whoever it was, and I forget already, who asked about how can you find the right paths to where I move products? So I'm going to put this in the chat box. So go there, enter your email here, and it'll come up with what you got. You know, some people have stuff under 2 different emails, but you know, put your email in there and it'll show you all your logins and the new paths to the products. And if you do that, nobody's going to see it. I mean, this is my screen. Nobody's going to see your screen. Would you host your coloring page bundle in AWS or BunnyNet? I don't know BunnyNet. AWS is Amazon Web Services, I believe. And I used to have an account there. And it just seemed like so much overhead for me just having a few things on there. But people do put stuff up there, so that's fine. If you don't have another place, yeah, you could do that. Absolutely. And if you're not used to AWS, and if you're not very technical, I wouldn't do it. I'd find some other thing. You can upload the stuff to Gumroad itself and have it delivered that way. So keep that in mind. Make it easy, right? There is some limit. Let's go find out. Let's ask Gumroad. Okay. Like I say, come here. It's incredible, this help system. It's almost like we're friends. Hate to say that. Whoops. How large a file can my upload deliverable be? If it's a price above 99 cents, you can have up to 16 gigabytes. That's like so much room already. And if it's 0, if you have a free one at 0, you can still have up to 250 megabytes. If you know these numbers, you know these are big, big numbers going to accommodate probably everything you have. And if you don't know these numbers, well, I'll just say it again. They're big numbers, right? So if you have a bundle that you put together something, coloring pages, puzzles, whatever it is, you can just zip it up. I think I put it in a zip file. So don't have 100 files of one coloring page. Have, you know, one zip file, compressed file, upload that. And then when people pay, they'll get that as the download. No need for Amazon Web Services or anything else, right? Gumroad's all about easiness, right? I see those. Whew. Glad about that one, right? All right. So the thing I want to make sure, let me just go there for a second. I want to make sure what I had to switch on people, which I felt bad about, is clear. Let me just see. Hello, Tara, came late. I did not go over email at all or anything about email at all. So no. And I'm not sure I am, Tara, because I still got to customize mine a little bit. So that might be next week. So Tara is great at giving me suggestions. Thank you. And then I have such a long list. I don't know how to get to everything. I'm saying that nicely, and my friend there. Okay. So I feel bad. I had originally intended to give everyone a product, so you didn't have to do it. Then I double checked with Gumroad's system. In fact, check this out too. I love this. So here's my chat history. I don't know if all places have this, but I have a history here of every chat I ever had with them. So it isn't like it disappears. It's like there. And I had the chat about, you can see I do a lot with them here. Oh gosh. Will I find the one I want to show you? I don't know. I did something about PLR. Well, all right, I'll just tell you. So I had this long chat over a course of maybe half an hour about what you can sell on Gumroad. And the bottom line pretty much is they want you to have created the product. So I kept digging down with them. I said, so if I have software that creates products, and whether the person clicks the button or I click the button, it's the same output. So how does that matter? And they were literally saying the person has to have created the product, like they wouldn't get off this. So I'm like, okay, you know, I like to follow the rules. So I can't make products for people as much as I thought I could. My mess up. So I gave everyone here access to a bunch of my products that are the type where you actually could just click a button and make something. Let's go look at that. So here for one, now, and I'm not saying these products are things in your niche and all that, because that would maybe like too defined, like somebody's writing me about spirituality and, you know, this and that. And like, I can't do all that. So I'm in one of my products that you all have access to. It's not necessarily your thing, but I just want to show you the ease, because I'm trying to keep everything easy throughout all this, right? It's all about ease. So I'm logged in here, and I could go to create and pick out, I want 100 of these comic page layouts. And I click the button down here. And now I have a product. And what I'm working out with Gumroad is they didn't want me to click that button. They wanted you to click that button. That's, to me, it's really not a difference if I clicked the button and gave it to you. But okay, I like to live my life with no overhead in my thoughts, like, am I doing the wrong thing? So please come here, do that. I gave you access to, and you probably, you know, I know some people already have these products anyway, but I added this to everybody's account. They may have had some already. The comics you just saw, history challenge puzzles, kids math printables. I'm going to talk about that low content machine. There was a question about that. Math puzzles and Puzzle with Mastery. You do have to upload words if you're going to make word search, but also in there Sudoku puzzles and number search and something else. So I think there's enough for you to get a product, because my real feeling about all this was that this first product isn't so much about your great product that you're going to sell like crazy to the world. I wanted people just to be able to get a product done and get it up through the Gumroad system, because I've had this issue in the past when I've been coaching people to be a product vendor, is so many people got stuck on step 1 and step 2. What do I make a product about? And then what do I do with it? So that was a lot of my focus here, was taking that headache away and just giving you a product. Go for it. Because I put in all the training, if you go in the members area, about the steps about doing it, how to get it up on Gumroad, and you have a product to start with. Melody, thank you for that. Yeah, Roz, that comic program, sure. Yeah, it just makes comic layout. So that's a niche on Amazon. Apparently, there's some books there that sell really well, just filled with those kinds of pages that look like this, full of comic layouts. Yeah. So I remember when my friend Keith Wheeler told me that he was selling books like this on Amazon, running ads to people in Europe or Great Britain. I thought, isn't that interesting? Right. Not that I ever followed through on that. So we can make something. You're welcome, Tara. I think I always say Tara, then I heard you yourself say Tara, so I'm trying to get that right. There is a name, an Indian name or something in Asia, Arun. And there's a big vendor on Facebook named Arun, and so many people are calling him Aaron. And he got all pissed off one day. Like, okay, we didn't know we're from America. We thought, you know, that's how you say it. Okay, let's see what's next. So I'm going to go now to low content creation machine. And I probably have all the, I'm assuming everybody knows about products, which I've had my products for years. You just go down here, pick out your next product. Now, of course, I have every product I ever made, including ones you've never seen. So excuse all this mess. This is my crazy nonstop brain doing this stuff. Here's low content creation machine, where you make like journal or scheduling pages. You can do that here. It's the same thing. Click a button, out they come, you know, pick out a quantity. But I have these things called builders. And I think this is what someone couldn't get to, all of this stuff. So, you know.
Yes, that's the one.
I want this and I want that and something like this. And now it's like a double layout. Honestly, I have not looked at this product of mine in a long, long time, but I'm trying to just see how it works. So I can remember. So now you have something like that. I'll go back and make everyone have the, to get through to this part. I didn't know it was still being blocked as like, you got to get an upsell. So let me make a big note here. everyone gets everything. Everyone gets everything. Okay. It's easy enough for me to follow my own instructions. All right.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. So I'll ask a question here. I don't know how many people have any input on this. So this product here of making like these low content journal pages, whatever, diary pages, whatever they are. So this was a big thing a long, long time ago, years ago. And so I put this together. I don't think there's much market for doing this stuff anymore. Is anybody in low content books on Amazon at this point? I don't know if any of you were in the first place, but I'm just curious. I'm going to look over here and see what anybody's writing. Probably not. Yeah.
I believe it's still a thing, just not as popular as it was before.
Yeah. I think it's so easy to flood KDP with these books. I know a lot of people got in trouble for doing that. They take one layout of ruled paper, just plain paper, and just change the cover 100 times. Oh, I got 100 books.
Yeah, now it's the cover that actually sells. If you have a high quality cover, especially if you market it to like school age kids, notebooks for children, and you niche down with those covers, I think it's a good selling point.
Yep. Yeah, I tried. Didn't work for me. For others, it did. All right. So let's go shopping. I'm going to go shopping for freebies. I did a little of this last week, and let's just do some of this again because I want to see. I showed you I get the emails when I get a product, but I also want, and I did this a little bit last week, to show the thank you page. And I mentioned it's Prime Real Estate, but let's go look at that again, and then I'll do YouTube. Let's see, it's interesting. YouTube. Okay, there's me. Yeah, okay. Oh yeah, they changed the royalty structure. So I know this is 0, so I'm going to go get it. Okay. By the way, this is what's so cool about 0. There's no friction. There's no hesitation. It doesn't cost me anything. Look how many ratings I got here. 1,500 ratings. How many people actually got this? 4,000 people. That's a list of 4,000 people. Can't beat building a list from nothing. It's a great thing. You're giving away a freebie. The traditional give away a freebie for your email thing is a landing page or an opt-in page where here's what you can get. It's the super duper incredible thing that you got to have. Just enter your email address. You ever seen a page like that? I think we all have. Well, look how simple this is. You don't even have to ask them for their email address. It gets added to your account inside Gumroad. So let's go. Yeah, look at 56,000. All right, there's the number. So that's how many ratings? 56,000 downloads. Did not happen overnight, as you know. Definitely took probably years, but yeah, this is what's possible. So I'm going to go add this to the cart. Oh, I must have. Oh, so yeah, I noticed it. So I still have to put in 0. This is name a fair price. So I could pay them $10, whatever, but I'm still going to put in 0. A little bit of noise back there now. So add to cart and see, add a tip. No, thank you. And get it. And here's their thank you page. How do you look at the ratings to see what's wrong with the product? Oh, let me get back to that. So this is, I call this Prime Digital Real Estate. All of us people who know a bit about marketing know that this is so key to your opportunity to do something else with somebody who just bought your thing. They just bought it. Well, in this case, you just got it for free. They're right there looking at this. What else do you want to do with them? Hey, I've got this thing, click here. Well, that's, I guess, to download the product. Oh, and while you're at it, see, this is great. And when you're ready, these are all the things I have. Okay. You can follow me on these things, including Product Hunt. Well, I want to look at that, but that's for me for later. Even on YouTube. Now, some people do put YouTube. We're going to talk about YouTube. I don't know that he has a channel because I noticed a lot of people start YouTube channels and do anything with it. Yeah, just 5 videos. That's Product Hunt. That's for me. So let's go do one more. Right, go back to Discover. Any questions about this? Let me see. How do you look at the ratings to see what's wrong with the product? So not the star system, but like reviews. So there is reviews somewhere, but I rarely see them. I don't know. If you were giving away coloring pages, how many would you give for free in an offer? I don't know, 25, 50. If you make them specialized, that's probably even better. Not just here's 25 coloring pages. Here's 25 coloring pages about, you figure it out, whatever it should be. Don't want to give away 100 in one package. Oh, okay, good. That's smart. So maybe you have 100 coloring pages, break them up into 4 sets of 25 or 5 sets of 20, and then they're all freebies, right? You could do something like that. 3 pages, okay, 3 pages. Do you have, more in my chat box here, let's see. Do you have to have the rating system available? No, you do not. You do not. Let's see if I can remember where that is. Rating system products. I think it's in the product setup. If I go to one of the products, let's see. Trying to remember where it is now. There was somewhere. Let's see if I can find it. It is there somewhere.
I think it was in your settings because, and it's global.
Was it global?
I think so.
Oh, this is the one I'm thinking. Show the number of sales on your product page, not rating. Somewhere in here, I don't remember where settings. Oh, I don't know. All right, it's somewhere there, I guess, right? Yeah. I go look for it later. Thank you. Whoever put that. How do I can't this thing. How do I turn on or off the rating system? Oh, that's what I thought. It's on the product page. Let's go look at that again. Products. On the share. Here it is. Can you see this? It's on the product. One of the setups. There's 3 pages here, 3 tabs. When you're setting up a product, right there, display your 1 to 5 rating. All right. Okay, where was I? Oh my God. Let's see. All right, I wanted to do. You're welcome. Thank you, Tara. Tara. I always talk with some kind of accent from the East Coast, whatever it is. So the vision board product was simply as a demo of how to go through the steps. It's not really a full product. I don't want it to be on sale. It's like a 1-page PDF of just like, this is an example or something. So that's why you don't see it for sale. I did get 1 sale. That was me testing it to see that I got a sale. Although vision boards, I think are a really cool thing. I'm not too familiar with them, but they sound cool. That would be a great product. All right. So I did that. All right, I'm going to do another. Let's just go get another freebie of something because I just like to see different people's. This is all stuff I don't care about. Let's see if I go to category. Self-improvement. Productivity. I don't know what's here. Let's see. I want to get something for free. Looks like the nothing. Oh, you can do the filtering. So price here. I'm going to put in the maximum price is 0 and see what shows up. I'm just trying to stay away from these things that are all Notion templates, like a lot of that here. Although this one's a Notion template. If you don't know what Notion is, oh, I know this guy. Oh, I want to look at him. I think I know him from somewhere. So let's go look at this Green Thumb Guide. So this is a store. Well, I like seeing this because I like seeing different niches. So I'm loving this because look at the categories they did here. house plants, herbalism, plant shops, gardening, candle, lifestyle, free. So I guess I can click on their premium. Let's go to free. And that nails down or brings at least up in their store all the freebies. What category of coloring pages, activities in? For my store, I don't have any coloring pages on there. I think it's that what you're asking. So medicinal herbs recipe book Notion template. I want that. Or maybe I want this one, a database. Oh, that speaks to my developer heart. Let me go get a database here. Name a fair price. I'm fine to give you nothing because that's what you offered to me. 252 downloads. I like seeing that. And where do I actually go get it? Oh, and by the way, there are so many things to show. So we're on their product page and they have put a video in here. So that whole thing that whatever you put here for people to see when they're coming to your product. So you can put in graphics, videos, and obviously text. And by the way, I see down here ratings. So we asked about this too. Here you go. People are giving reviews here. So if you get reviews, you'll have those too. All right, so let's go add to the cart. Not subscribe, but add to cart. And I'm going to 0 again and get it. Upsell. I wanted to talk about upsells. This is great because you're seeing an upsell right now. How do upsells work? How does the funnel work? Does anybody not know what an upsell or funnel is? That's a great question. Don't be shy. Let me know. And I guess everybody knows. Okay. So what I'm showing here is, gee, I'm excited to get the freebie, but now they're telling me, hey, but for just $9.50, you get the real thing. So I can add that, although I don't want to spend $9.50 on herbalist stuff. It's not my world. So I'll continue without adding. And here is their thank you page. They did not do much with it. I'd like to see a little more here, but obviously access your thing is the most important thing that's there. Let's see. What category? Classy website page. Yes, they get on. Let's double check. Melody's asking, even if it's a $0 product, did they get on their email list? I'm pretty sure it's yes. I think I asked this already, but let's ask again. Can you see what it says here when I type? I don't know if it's little on your screen there. I think I confused the system. Never takes this long to answer. I put into the chat box, when people get my no cost product, my $0 product, are they added to my email list? And the answer is yes. When someone gets your $0 product on Gumroad, they are added to your email list by default. So there's how to build an email list. Just give away stuff, you know. Yeah. So I guess there's people in here that have gigantic email lists. In fact, that's a question I want to ask in the rest. How big an email list can I have? So I'm saying, how big can you have an email list on here? I know if somebody had 50,000 downloads, do they have 50,000 people on their list? I don't know. Guess this is important. There's no set limit to the number of email subscribers. I know some people watching this or with me here, you know, or watching the replay may not have a way to judge this against other things out there that you could be doing with emailing and all that. This is incredible. All right. We saw somebody where people downloaded their freebie for what was it, 50,000 or some incredible number of downloads. If I went to Aweber, my autoresponder email company, and had 50,000 people on there, I'd be spending like $1,000 a month for that many people. Like this is incredible. It's just amazing, really. Well, I get excited. I don't know about anybody else. I'm just loving this. You do have to sell $10 worth of product to get in the marketplace. It doesn't matter, separate products, one product, anything that's $10 and you know, in any way, shape, or form, 10 sales of $1 product, you know, so there you go. Even one product that's $10, make it $11 to be on the safe side. Just kidding. I thought you can only send 100 emails at a time. Well, on Gumroad, I know you can't really start doing heavy emailing until you made at least $100 in sales. So there's that too. But if you get to the point of having that first sale of $10, you're on your way to making $100. It's that first sale that's usually the toughest. All right, let me ask, what are the limits on emailing? Is there a max number or max number of times? So I'm asking Gumroad, now that let's say I have a 50,000 people, whatever, I don't, but how often can I email them? You know, what's the deal? Is there any limitation what I can do? Look at that, no limit, but they want you to do the right thing, right? So here's what it says in case you can't read it. Gumroad does not set a maximum number of subscribers you can email, and there is no strict limit on how many times you can send emails to your audience. Well, that right there is fantastic. However, you should avoid spamming your subscribers, as repeated unwanted emails can lead to unsubscribes or your account being flagged for spam. Send relevant and valuable updates to your audience. Common sense, right? Good, Roz. What is a Notion template? Oh boy. Let's. Thank you. You know, I love. Some people wrote to me over the years, like, could you just have something very structured when I get on these calls? Like, what's A? What you could go about A, B, C, and D, and then that's it. And you can see my style is to just plow into whatever. So let's talk about Notion just for a moment. What on earth is Notion? Notion is this big, organized, scheduling, do everything app thing. Now they've got email. Okay. It's like templates. I don't even know how to describe Notion. It's like this does everything for everybody thing. And you build up these pages here and they're called templates. And, you know, like I got some other people's templates here. Like I got a recipe template from somebody, and this is how they structured their template here. You know, so if I want to look at this recipe, I guess I go in there. I don't even know what I do here, where they found it. But even this layout here, it's so flexible. It could be anything. If I look at another one, the 100 harsh truths of life, sounds scary. See, theirs looks totally different. And then I got this one called That Girl Planner. I don't know why I got a girl planner, but I got a girl planner. And you see, it's totally different. So here's the thing about Notion. I'm not trying to show you how to use Notion. It's confusing. But there's people making entire businesses out of selling Notion templates. So you might have seen as I was browsing on Gumroad. Let's go look. Just go to all and I put in Notion. You're going to see a lot probably show up here. Let's see. If anybody wants to learn Notion templates, you probably will have a field day of making money. I don't even know where to start, but a lot of things come up here. Notion bundle, get all these templates. There's so many that are given away for free. That's a big thing. Give them away as a freebie. But I can't say much more about Notion. You know, all right. How many people, does anybody, all right, put in the chat box, a 1 if you know Notion, what it is, and a 0 if you do not. Nobody knows what Notion is. I know it's probably more like in my world a little bit, but I had, for years now, I've been trying to put my head around having some training about Notion. And I never got around to it because there's so much in it. I'm not sure where to start, but maybe there's something there. Notion course. All right. And I'll give it away for free on here. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Not a single person knows Notion. Not one of you. Wow. That says something about not you. It says something about how it's still relatively unknown, and it's like an incredible, gigantic thing out there that I guess a lot of people don't know, know about it. All right, I'm going to do a YouTube thing. I know that. But I want to talk about the traffic. What are we doing to get people to our stores, to our products? How do we do this? Let me see. You hear about Notion. Okay, at least you've heard about it. It's an interesting notion to give away free stuff, but we have to pay for those subscribers on our email systems. No. So, Tara, you're talking about if you're on a regular autoresponder. I'm talking about if you give away Notion templates here on Gumroad, like we just went through, it doesn't cost anything to have people on your email list. If we're understanding each
But
other.
it does when you're gonna port everybody who's buying on here to like ActiveCampaign, because you're keeping your master list there for tracking purposes and tracking what they're, different kinds of things. It's gonna get kind of expensive to carry that.
Well, yeah, if you take your 20,000 people over to something like that, it's going to cost a fortune. That's right. But why would you do that? No, I'm not. You don't have to answer. I think most people just leave that list here. And you can download, by the way, you can download the list. So at least you can have it somewhere. You're kind of like, you want to bring it to ActiveCampaign, was it? For those who don't know, that's one of the autoresponders. So you could do more. You could segment, you can have workflows, all that stuff, Tara.
Right, so you could really know your buyers list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess the point is probably just keep everything here, don't port it out.
I can tell you this. When I downloaded my list, and I'm not going to show it because then it's I'm showing you personal information, names and emails. So I don't like to do that. But I can tell you it showed me what they bought. And also I know if I go here to my subscribers here, I can segment out by their products, what they bought. So there's that much in here at least, if that helps.
Can you pull one person's name and see every product that one person bought? Can you go that way? One to many?
Yeah, but
Or
I
do you
think
have
in
to
the
do it by
download.
product?
So I downloaded, you download your thing as a CSV
And then
file.
sort it?
Yeah, because you open an Excel and do whatever you want in there. So
Okay.
that
All right.
serve enough purpose. I
Okay.
hear what you're saying. It'd be easier some other way, but I guess that's the trade-off here for doing everything for free. Yeah, so traffic, we got to get people to our stuff. I've okay to get people to my stuff. I already have a list, right? But how do you get traffic? So one thing I've been telling people is get busy on platforms like Substack. And then we'll go to YouTube. And that's a whole nother discussion. But there's traffic here. Nothing is overnight. Nothing is simple, but if you have any kind of social media activities that you're doing, that would be the best way to get people initially. I mean, if you want to get a little fancy on Gumroad, I mean, I guess you could cut a deal with somebody. Let's say somebody out there has a list that's people that are from your niche, whatever your niche is, and you could tell that person, I'll pay you, $20 to send an email for me. And then that email would go to their customers, which are interested in your niche. And in that email would be, hey, check out this thing. And it's a link to your Gumroad store and your Gumroad product. So you may have to get a little creative like that if you don't have another way to get traffic initially. Your problem is solved. Yeah, not porting away from Gumroad. But I'm on Substack. I got active. I made my product called Stacked. Then I got unactive because I'm such a distracted person in my head. But now I'm back on here doing stuff. And this is just so great. You do have to be consistent on here and doing stuff every day. Let's do one right now. Should I post something on Substack right now while you're watching? Put a 98.2 in the chat box. Just kidding. So check this out. I'm going to go. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my assistant chat and say, I need something catchy for a Substack note. Why should I do all the thinking? All right, so I don't like those and make them longer. Longer with no CTA or hours. CTA is call to action. So I just want something simple that people can just look at. I'm not asking them to go to a link or do anything else. Here we go. There it is. I'm just going to grab this. I'm going to go to my Substack account. And this is what's called a note. It's this short little thing. I've seen ones way shorter than this. And most people don't fail at creating. They just get bored before it works. The hard part isn't making something, it's sticking with it when the excitement wears off. Good enough. That's a note post. Done. People will see that on Substack. And, you know, if you're just starting out here, nobody's going to see it. Like anything else, you got to do this repetitively. But do you see how quick that was? Like, I didn't even write it. I just reviewed what chat came up with so I could see if it made sense. You can write, of course, the longer posts here, and you should do those as much as you can. But these little note things, they call them notes, that's the viral part of Substack, and you just put those out a few times a day. And eventually people start following it. So can you link to Gumroad? Absolutely, because here's what I'm doing. Okay, so Roz put in, what is a Notion template? Okay, that's good to know. So I keep changing my websites around, but let's see what I got. Let's see, my dashboard, view my profile. So here's what people see. These are the two newsletters I have on Substack, and I got to actually change this. This is old. Yeah, I got things I got to catch up with, but this would send traffic. But watch this. I just started a newsletter, or I changed one I had to this more pertinent name. Maybe it's not that one. How about the other one? Self-publishing profit. So you can see here, I've had this going on Substack. It's what I call the blog. They give you all this, you know, just like Gumroad takes care of a lot of stuff. So does Substack. They take away you having to go crazy making a lot of decisions. Here it is. You know, I write these posts like here, like I wrote this post. It's longer, you know, it's not a short thing like the note I just did. All right. So not terribly long. And so you can go back there and check this out. Check this out. Up here, see this self-publishing products? Where do you think it goes? To my Gumroad store. How's that? So, you know, now if you got two niches that are so different, I mean, because I know I thought, okay, I'm going to bring them here about writing and publishing, but then, you know, if they go down here and see kid stuff, okay, I don't know what to do about that, but you know, so as I get more active on Substack, which I'm trying to do more and more now, then yeah, I should start getting traffic, because the people on Substack all the time, they're showing, the ones who are active there constantly are showing they made this many subscribers and that much what they're doing. And if I just go here and see any of them, you know, like, all right. This guy is, we looked at his store here. This is this guy. All right. Afberny. And I have so many tabs open. Where was it? Oh, I don't even know. And this is him on Substack. In fact, that's how I found out about him, was from Substack. So here he is on Substack, right? So he's here posting all the time, whatever. Never mind that rising a business. That's a good thing, but we don't have to talk about that. But yeah, he's here. And people interact on here. So he's posting all the time, you know, 12 hours ago, 14 hours ago. Just these little notes, right? They weren't hard to make. But this one he did, talking about that he made $54,000 from Gumroad. Right? So I'm like, okay, Substack, Gumroad, Substack. I'm like, yeah, this is where I want to focus. So I looked at the screen. I'm like, I don't recognize what that is. I'm like, what screen is that? So I asked him when I first saw this, I'm like, what is that? I mean, do we have my conversation here? No. Let's see if I'm in here. I don't know. I might be lost in the sauce somewhere. But I asked him, like, what screen is that? No, I'm not finding where to do it. So, and he said, that's my Gumroad screen. So then I'm like, I don't have a screen that looks like that, where it's, black on white text and all that. But then I started playing around with the Gumroad app. They have an app for the phone and looks sort of like that. But the thing is, he made $54,000 on Gumroad. I go, okay, I'm convinced. There we go. And how did he get that business? From being on Substack, driving traffic. We're going to go to YouTube. That's a different story because he might be on camera. Who knows? But something like this simple writing, not that hard, but you do have to be consistent. All right. Does it cost to join Substack? No, it's free. Doesn't cost anything. When you're on Substack, all of these people who are on here may have paid levels to look at all their stuff. So they get subscribers. You get followers and you get subscribers. So I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of people here. Undistorted radical clarity. I have no idea what this is. I don't know who this is. I'm not subscribed to them. But if I go look at their thing, I can subscribe here and I would be a free subscriber. But then they might have, now I have other levels, for the $7 a month, you get this extra content, that kind of thing. But basically, no, you can be on here totally for free on Substack. Is Medium similar to Substack? Yeah, so Medium's the other one. Here's Medium. I'm loving this one too, because of how I got introduced to this from somebody selling one of my products, being an affiliate for me. Yeah, they're similar. Absolutely, they're similar. They both get millions of people. I don't know if it's per month, per year, but a lot of people come here to read stuff. This is also free. You can be on here for free. There is a paid level, which does what? Gives you more content, maybe? I forget. But you can be on here for free. And the thing I discovered about Medium recently is you can get into their publications. So they have these, I don't know what this is. I didn't look at it, but they'll have these publications. Well, that doesn't look like much of one. Let me see if I can find a good one. Here, this Write a Catalyst one. So this person, these people write, well, I'm not sure. I haven't looked at this much, but it's like somebody on here. I hope I'm showing the right thing. I'm not even sure how you do this, but these internal publications have thousands of followers. And then you can write to them and say, hey, I have something for you. Can I be in your publication on Medium? And if you follow their submission guidelines and whatever, here, submission guidelines, literally, that's what I just said. And they want to publish your thing into their publication on here, it'll be seen by thousands of people. Quick way to get known. I don't know if it's immediate traffic, but a lot of people will see who you are on Medium. And that's another way to start to grow. Yeah, exactly. Paid level is so you can read some extra content. Can you pre-write and sell it? Oh, can you pre-write and tell it when to publish on Substack and Medium? I'm not totally sure, to be honest. I don't know. I've always just done it as I'm doing it. How do you find the publications? Yeah, so I'm reading them. The way I was finding them was simply the people I'm following. Like, I'm getting now all this stuff from this person, Rose Writes. All right. Somehow I saw something, the algorithm will show you new people once in a while. And that's how I saw this person. And of course, I like their stuff. Made $400 in 7 days. Oh, my first product flop, my second, so yeah, that sounds like my world. But it's published in Write a Catalyst. So even though Rose, whoever Rose is, this is their page, they're publishing in that publication here. And I'm still trying to find out where I see, oh, maybe about us. There's somewhere in here where I can see how many people they have, and I'm just not finding it right now, but it's in there somewhere.
Go back to the prior tab. I think it was that, right, a catalyst join us. You see the far left? Yeah. Is that it?
Oh, I not clicked it. Let's see. No, I think that's back to submission guidelines. I did see it somewhere on,
Right
I
there.
wish,
Is that it? Subscribe, leave. Oh, wait, I guess not.
no, usually there's just some number at the top somewhere. I guess I'm just not finding it right now. I don't know why. Oh, well. Somewhere. I did see it at some point, but that's how I found these publications. Also, I think if you just look for your niche on here, you might see things pop up that say something like publish in this publication. I mean, this person's always published in that publication. And if I go back here, I don't know. And learn AI to profit. Oh, there we go. I see something now. Wait a minute. Oh, if I just hover over this, I don't think I could see the small type here. So this write a catalyst, is that the word catalyst? The publication has 123,000 people following them. So if you submit something to them and they put it in one of their things, it's effectively seen by 123,000 people. Of course, it's not going to be seen by that many because people join and then they don't look again, all that. But boy, if it's seen by 30 or 40,000 people, think of how fast you can get some people coming your way. You can search for for submission guidelines. They all have that. But I wanted to go, here's another one. So learnai2profit.com. So here's a publication, more like My World, I guess, but 13,000 followers. Here's one, Write Your World. It has about 3,000 followers. So there's different ones here, a different number of people. But that's another way to start getting traffic. And as far as traffic, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, there's Pinterest. So if you have a Pinterest account, you can drive traffic to your Gumroad store. You just do that. Okay, let me do YouTube, right? I did say I'd do YouTube. Okay, I should close some things. I have too much stuff open. Let me just get rid of some tabs here. Close, 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 close. Go crazy here. Hope there was nothing there I actually needed. Anyway, so I'm going to go to YouTube. And it knows me. I'm logged into my Gmail account, so it knows me already. And I'm going to click on my picture here. I can go to create right here and upload a video. If you are logged into YouTube, which means you are just logged into your Google account or your Gmail or something, you have this already. It's there for you. You don't have to do anything special. I mean, you would have to, I guess, create a channel. I didn't think of that. So you do have to create a channel. So let me just go over that for a second too. So I'm going to go to YouTube Studio. Now, I'm no YouTube expert, so I might get a couple of things here confused, but I've been uploading videos here and there. Most of my videos are unlisted because I might have put them in my product. Like I have a couple of products showing people how to do stuff on YouTube. So I like to do hands-on. So this thing right here is a short story. I had a product about doing video books. And to do it, I had to show uploading a video book to YouTube. So I did that, but I left it unlisted because I didn't want the public to see it. I just wanted people taking my course to see it. All right. So these are public ones, and I'm really not very active on here. I keep wanting to be. Every day I say to myself, I'm going to do a YouTube video, and you see how that goes. But, 27 views, 4 comments. This is really like pocket change for YouTube. That's where I'm at. So I'm going to go to create, upload videos. And my point is, I have a channel here. I have more than one channel. In fact, somebody asked about that question. So I could switch account. Yes, I have 2 other channels here. Somebody asked about this. I don't know if they're still on. So you can have more than one YouTube channel. But staying with my current one, I'm going to upload a video. And I'm gonna go get, I put aside some video here. It's actually a video that's in the members area, but that doesn't matter. I'm just showing a process here. So it starts to upload it and it goes through this process, which can take a few minutes, depends on your video, because the thing that takes up the most time is the copyright check. Now, I don't know if you can see down here, upload complete, processing will start shortly. So I give it a name, mini digital, this is fine. Nobody's going to see this, right? But otherwise I would give it a nice catchy name here, like, hey, get Gumroad, your answer to the rest of your online income life, whatever, just making something up. Put a description here, which shows up in the, if you ever look at a YouTube video, there's that whole description section underneath it. That's where you can do some selling. Hey, click my link here, get my thing, all that. So that's what YouTube is big about. People watch your video, but then what? You send them somewhere, right? And that's where you have the whole description setting to do. All right, so look, checks complete. If you can see down here, no issues found. That means it already went through my video and didn't see any copyright problems. Sometimes this can take minutes. Maybe it's not consistent. You would definitely upload a thumbnail. Now, I don't have one ready to go for this, but you would upload a thumbnail. And I can show you some thumbnails. I'll go to my Canva account. Skip all this playlist, not made for kids. This used to confuse me. I used to think if I said not made for kid, that means I'm doing some, sexy adult stuff. That's not what it means. It just means kids wouldn't enjoy this kind of content. So no, you're not going to mix this video in. It's for people learning about Gumroad. You're not going to mix it in with, cartoon kind stuff. So that's all that means. You can put ages, but I never done that before. No paid promotion. I don't have anybody paying me to make this video. Altered content. No, I do not have any altered content, which says make a real person appear to do something they didn't say or do. Alter footage of a real event or place. Generate a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So they're asking about AI generated stuff here. And I don't have any of that. Skip all this other stuff. Just don't worry about any of that for what I'm showing you here. Tags. Yeah, you put in some tags like, I put in like Gumroad, here we go. Gumroad. All right. And good enough. You can skip all this, standard license, skip all this, skip. All right. Obviously, go learn more about this so you can find out what all these are. Education, sure, why not? Nothing about academic and what it's helping people learn. Oh, no. Just leave that all the way it is. So next. Skip all this if you're just starting out. Next. No issues found with the copyright. Next. Make it unlisted. I don't want people to see this. I'm just showing it for all of you right now. So unlisted, you can do private or unlisted. You can always change it later. So a common thing is to first set it to unlisted so you can then make sure everything came out the way you want. And then you go back and change it to public. I already have my link to it here. So I'm going to copy that link. I'm going to save it. And I hope there's nothing embarrassing in here. I think it's the same video I have in the training section anyway, but here it is on YouTube. If anybody wants to go click that. And I really hope it's the one that's edited and not a raw one where I'm like, oh, I forgot to say something. I always have to edit my videos. So there it is. I should click on it too, because I'm scared now to look at it. Yeah, it's just a video that you already have seen. But down here, the description area, this is where you put call to action, CTA, call to action. You're encouraging people to click something, do something. Hey, I've got, this is about Gumroad. So then you might say, I've got this great new course about Gumroad. Click the link below and find out more about it. You do your sales pitchy stuff there. All right. That's it for YouTube. And then back on my dashboard, I guess if I refresh this, go to content, and you see it's here now as unlisted. And if I want to change it, I'd simply come down here and change it to public. Not doing that. That's pretty much YouTube in 5 to 10 minutes. So hope that was enough. I am definitely not a YouTube expert. All right. Let's see, anything else here? I think that's all I had to talk about today. So let's turn the camera off and the screen. Okay, I'm back to all of you. Questions, comments, confusion, clarity. Join me for some coffee, whatever. I'm just listening and watching that chat box. Love the steps. Thank you. So who's excited about getting their stuff on Gumroad and getting some traffic to it? Yeah, you are. I
Sorry
can't
I
wait.
joined late, but when will this be up on the site?
Didn't follow. Wait, say that again.
I got my times mixed up and I thought it was the 6 and not 5. And so I joined late. So when can I watch the recording of this?
Oh, when will this be? It takes a couple hours for the Zoom to process it.
Right.
So I'd give it about 3 to 4 hours from now, maybe.
Yeah.
And then it'll always be there. So tomorrow, whatever works out for you.
Yeah.
I don't have any control on how long Zoom takes to process it. I've seen them do it in half an hour, and a week ago, this session I did a week ago took them almost 5 hours till I got an email back. It's done. So I don't have a way to control
Okay,
it.
thank you. Just thought I'd check.
No, that's good. I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
Anybody have anything about making their product, or at least getting a product, a simple product in your hands from my software or elsewhere, so you can just at least go through the steps to get it up there? Because that's what I wanted to make sure we accomplished. How do we test our email works for subscribers? I don't actually know, Gail. Well, you know what? Let's do the right thing. I'm going to take your question. Let me just see over the weekend. Oh, good. Good, Roz. You got some mandalas. Great. So let's go back. You can use a different email address and browser for what, though? I'm not sure what you're asking. Thank you, Patrick. I wanted to go back here. All right, let me share my screen again quickly. All right, because I have the question about this right here. Clipboard, right? How do we test our email works for subscribers? Well, I hope this makes sense. So the question from the chat box was, how do we test our email works for subscribers? I tried to sign up to test it and wasn't allowed. And Gumroad wrote back, you can test your email workflow by creating a 100% off discount code for your product and then purchasing it using a different email address. So in other words, you're going to buy your product. So let's say your product is up on Gumroad and you're charging $19.95 for it. You create a coupon that brings it down to 0, and coupons are in here somewhere. Or, just make the price to 0 just to test it. That's probably even easier. Don't bother with a coupon. Go and change your price to 0. And then go, I guess, in another browser. You'd have to do that. Get another browser or an incognito tab or something, and buy your product for 0 and see what email you get that you would put in place for people who bought the product. So, but you're back to this. You can't really send emails, so you have at least $100. So we still had that little catch. But, try to get there. That's all I can say about that. We always got a little bit of growing to get there. Let's see. Yeah. So how do you test a product purchase? Buy through a different email. Now there's a way, I did it and now I don't recall, but where I tested buying my own product on Gumroad and it knew it was a test purchase, and that worked out fine. So I can send email out to my subscribers on Gumroad. I can just go there and do an email now. That's what I can do. Remember, it said there's no limit on what you can do for email as long as you're doing the right thing. Yeah. Need $100 of sales. Now, when people buy your product, though, they'll get an email from Gumroad letting them know here's how you access it and all that. So Gumroad is working on your behalf in that sense. But this kind of goes hand in hand. I said this last week. I want you to think about this. The concern here is how can I email my customers if I don't have $100 worth of sales yet? But I'm turning this the other way around. If you don't have $100 of sales yet, you don't really have many customers either. So they go hand in hand. You know, so if you're selling something for $20 and 5 people bought it, you just have a list of 5 people. Sure, you probably want to email them. I mean, if you're not up to the 100 yet, you got 4 people, but it's probably not even worth it, you know. $100 of sales. And that's what I'm saying, Tara, till you don't have much of a list if you didn't sell much in the first place. I hope that makes, you can't start with free. You still have to get $10. So let's make sure we're understanding. You can't be in the public discover marketplace where you would put your 0 cost freebies until you made at least $10 of sales. So you still got that little wrinkle to get over. Then once you do that, then you can put your freebie up there for 0 and start to get subscribers that way. But I guess you can't email them until you've had $100 of sales. So I guess there is a little couple of hitches there to get around. Can you show us how to build out your thank you page next week? Sure. So I did have, I think last week I said I would do a product this week, but I knew there was a lot else to cover. So let me write that down for next week. So next week, why don't I go through the process of doing another product, and I'll do it with a funnel. So we'll see a funnel set up, and I'll show you how to do the thank you page. Let's write this down. So it'll be the whole thing, you know, from soup to nuts, whatever. Funnel, thank you page design. All right. How do you get people to know about your new Gumroad store? Again, how do you get people to know about anything? You gotta what? Be on social media, tell people, where do people hang out? Where are the people in your niche? So think of it this way. So if you have a very specific niche, like I always have trouble thinking ones up, but you know, you're doing car repair for Porsche owners. That's it. Not car repair, but for Porsches or Mercedes or something specialized. Where do those people hang out? They hang out somewhere. So you might go on the internet and search for, like, you know, forum for Mercedes owners. There are things out there, you know, just research them a bit. And you find people. Reddit, by the way, Reddit, Reddit. Does anybody not know what Reddit is? Yes, the $10 can be from different products. Reddit, I guess it's .com. Let's see. HTTPS. Reddit.com. Huge thing out there. Very busy. They have everything on there is called a subreddit, and they're about everything. So Mercedes owners, I'm sure there's a Reddit for Mercedes owners. There's a subreddit for like everything. And you see a lot of people talking about stuff like, I don't know how to fix the carburetor in my Mercedes. I'm always going to this car repair for Mercedes. I need help understanding. And then you just start to get active in there. You don't just pitch people, hey, well, I've got a guide that tells you that. No, you don't do that. You start to integrate yourself into your niche, which is actually a good thing. And then you get a little bit known in that subreddit. And I mean, this is kind of like what I'm saying with Substack or Medium. You're just there doing stuff. And then you can start to say, hey, you know, after you've been there for a little while, like, hey, I discovered this cool way to get your carburetor changed for half the price. And then, hey, if you want to check it out, here's a link to it. Like it's soft selling. It's called soft selling. And that's how a lot of people are getting traffic from Reddit also. You have 2 groups on Facebook. Well, then you are set, Roz, because you can just go in there and tell them, hey, I got this thing. Absolutely share it. Don't be shy to share your stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. We have to think like marketers. It's required. You can't get away from this without thinking like a marketer some of the time. No. Yeah. What else? Anything else before I go? You're ahead of the game, Roz. Roz is, yes, see, Roz, Rozpirations can be your inspiration. Roz can be your inspiration that she's out there doing it, you know? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go. If anybody wants to show me their product or store when you set it up, write to me and I'll take a look. Other than that, we'll meet next week and I will do some more stuff. Okay, so write to me of anything, if you want in the meantime. And thank you all for being here and putting up with the noise at the beginning. And I will have this replay up a little later. Where do you find products in the learning environment? In the learning environment, I mean, in the learning niche, Tara?
Sorry, I came in late. The things you were talking about where we can make our product, are you putting them in our learning environment or where you post the videos?
I'm going to post this replay up there. I don't think there was anything else.
Well, like when you're showing us the comic book thing.
Oh, you have access to that. If you log into any product of mine, or
Oh, okay.
do you know how to get to any of them? It should now be your
I
product.
think now
listing.
it's making sense. I'll try to figure it out. That's
Yeah.
okay. No worries. I'll email you if I can't figure it out. Thanks.
I know you will. Okay. All right. So everybody have a good week. I'll see you a week from today. Bye-bye.